guys. So welcome to another video. Welcome to my channel. Just wanted to make another video today on sort of like a similar topic that I talked about in my previous video. Go have a look if you haven't watched that yet. It was a comparison between CA and CPA. Actually, not comparison. It's an overview from my personal opinion. So this video I will be focusing on. Let's just group the CA, CPA, CMA, whatever it is, all of those, I guess, professional qualification or professional certification in one side, in one bucket, and bring the traditional, conventional masters or MBA. Yeah, sure, we'll just drop the MBA as well in here. So what about the professional certification versus the traditional post-graduation in the finance and accounting arena, right? A big disclaimer in the very beginning of the video. Everything that I would say in this video, it would be purely from my own perspective, my own, I guess, you know, from myself, right? It's not any research based. It's not that I have talked to many people and collected all the data and I've done the deep dive analysis and so on and so forth. Nothing. It is just from my own experience and what I have seen personally, and also, you know, around myself, right? So I'm gonna give you the answer from the very beginning. If you have completed your undergrad in finance or accounting or international business marketing, whatever it is, and you want to get into, you know, you want to have your career into finance and accounting sector, my preference is what should you be doing after your undergrad? My answer would be do your professional certification, right? Pick either CA or CPA rather than getting into masters. If your situation allows you to do that. Now, why am I saying this? I will explain that later on, right? So if you want to do that, I think personally it would definitely help your career a lot more than if you would finish your undergrad and do your postgrad, okay? Because if you really want to get into, I'm not talking about strategy. If you want to get into strategy, if you want to get into, I guess, you know, the consulting firms, right? I'm not gonna name them. I don't know if it's any problem, but you understand which one I'm actually talking about. The big consulting firm. If you want to get into that, then obviously you need to finish your undergrad, do a bit of work, you know, internship and so on and so forth, and get into somehow into, you know, a mid-tier consulting firms. Can't even talk. Consulting firms. Get some experience. Get your MBA. You know, and then that would be your path, which is still sort of. It's not actually accounting and finance. It's actually a business sort of line. But again, beside that, if we just want to talk about accounting and finance, it makes more sense if you do your professional certification before after your undergrad, right? Why? Because it will actually make you a niche. You know, it will make you that, you know, it'll prove the point that you have actually studied the accounting and finance in details. Because CA, CPA, you know, this type of professional qualification actually, it's very niche. It's very focused, right? It's focused in one thing. It doesn't have any marketing. It doesn't have any, what should I say? You know, you understand. When I say it doesn't have, of course it has. You know, these programs, they have some elements. They're very small. Mainly, they focus on financial reporting, financial analysis, management accounting, financial accounting, taxation, auditing, assurance. You know, strategy, business strategy. So all of these sort of things. So that makes you sort of, you know, employable, a lot more employable in that finance and accounting sort of industry than if you have an undergrad, because that's sort of, you know, sort of like a generic. Again, I'm not saying if you have a postgrad in finance or applied finance, you're not going to be able to get any job in finance or accounting. Not at all, right? Not at all. There are many examples. Even I know personally many examples, right? Many of my colleagues who has actually started their career in the finance, right, being a financial analyst and whatnot, without having a CA or CPA. So you can do that. But all I'm saying is, if you have a CA or CPA, or if you at least start in the process, that will give you extra edge over others, right? Again, if you have a CA or CPA, you get the, you get through the your initial, job application process, and you face the interview, and in the interview you have performed absolutely garbage, then it doesn't make any sense at all whether you have CA, CPA, you're not going to get the job, right? If someone who doesn't have a CA, CPA, but somehow they manage to face the interview board, and then they have definitely outperformed the interview board, outperformed the others, then obviously that person will get the job. Maybe that person will get into the job and then will start the CA or CPA. Many scenarios can happen, right? But all I'm saying is, if you want to sort of get the extra edge, extra boost, then it makes more sense to do the CA or CPA. And also another thing is, there are few things you need to understand, right? The cost and the time. These are two main things, right? Postgrad, obviously you'll be doing in university. So when you're into university, there's a schedule, right? You have semesters. Each semester will consider a specific amount of weeks. Each program will go for a certain length, and so on and so forth. Whereas CA and CPA and this type of certification is, yes, they have also structure, but you have somewhat, I guess, flexibility. You can take 2 units in one semester. You can take 3 units in one semester. Obviously, it depends on the load, and they have a cap as well. You cannot take all of them in one semester and finish them in 6 months. But there is some sort of flexibility. Cost, also another thing. CA, CPA, CMA, this type of certification always will be less expensive than a postgrad or MBA. Even MBA would be extremely expensive, right? So these are the flexibilities that you have. Again, if you have a very busy schedule, if you have a family, whatever it is, you want to drop from 2 subjects to 1 subject, you can do that. You're gonna be only paying for that 1 subject or 1 unit in the CPA or CA or CMA, right? Whatever it is. So you have some sort of flexibility there. So these are the things, right? These are the things. Now, in the beginning, I mentioned one thing is that what about in the beginning I said, if your situation allows you to do this, and I mentioned that I will be explaining it later on. So why I said that, the reason is, as I'm talking to, I guess, a broader audience, if any of you who are watching now my video, who actually not from that specific country. So say, for example, you are right now actually living in Australia or living in New Zealand or in Canada as a student, right? You have a student visa. If you have a student visa, as far as I know, you cannot do CA or CPA. You cannot do that, right? You have to be able to have your student visa live. You need to do a course within the tertiary education system. So then that means after undergrad, you need to do a postgrad. Once you become a permanent resident or citizen of that country, then obviously you can do whatever you want to do. You want to do CA, you want to do CPA, you want to do both. You don't want to do any of them. You want to do postgrad, MBA, whatever. That's like a generic sort of situation as others. But that's why I said that if your situation allows you to do CA or CPA, and it's better to do. If not, then you rather do your postgrad, right? At least that will sort of help you to your career. Again, my personal opinion is you should always have a sort of gap between your undergrad and your postgrad. I'm not going to be saying this for CA or CPA, but if I talk only about undergrad and postgrad, you always should have a little bit of gap. And why I say that, once you finish your undergrad, get into a job, whatever job you can get in, obviously relevant. Bookkeeper, assistant, accountant, assistant analyst, whatever it is, associate analyst, or even a proper analyst or proper accountant. Just get into a role. Build some experience. Okay, at least 1 year, 2 years experience, and then get into the postgrad. So that it will give you a sort of flavor that, yes, do I actually want to commit into postgrad, right? The folks normally who actually want to do CA or CPA, their head is right there, so they know this is the way they want to go. They want to get into the finance, they want to get into the accountancy, they want to go to that sort of line. If you again, as I said, that if you don't want to do that, or your situation is not allowing you to do that, And so therefore, if you really need to do your postgrad into finance or accounting and whatnot, then it's better to, once you finish your undergrad, have a bit of gap. And when I say gap, means obviously from the education, work, gain experience, gain knowledge as much as you can, and then you do your postgrad, right? MBA would be similar sort of advice. Again, from my perspective, would be same advice. Gain some experience before you join. In fact, as far as I know, in some cases the MBA actually will require you to have experience before you even apply for the MBA program. In some cases, the master's programs also, the postgrad, also will require you to have a certain amount of work experience before you even get to apply. So there you go. So you have the solution right there. So that's it pretty much. I know I could have gone into too much detail, but I haven't gone. I want you guys to actually, don't waste too much time. Again, I've been a very big advocate of this. Don't get too much, caught up into this whole analysis and understanding the both side and get into the dilemma. Pick one, do it. Understand your situation. Make the decision. See how it will actually impact your career. Make your decision and just do it. Don't wait. That's I guess my whole message right in here. So that's it for today. I'm gonna make probably another video. I have a plan which I will be talking about MBA versus non-MBA postgrad in the finance and the accounting arena. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Just to stay with and like the video if you like. If you have any comment, if you have any sort of any advice, any suggestion, anything you want to add which will actually add value for other people, drop a line, drop lines, many lines, one line, whatever it is in the comment section. It's obviously open so that we can as a community we can add value, whoever is watching this video or reading the comments, so that we can sort of benefit each other. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and stay safe. Peace.